What is up guys, name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. And it's been a while, but it is 4-star weapon comparison time. Before we dive into the topic of today's video, I'd like to use the opportunity to do some advertisement for the channel. So one of the biggest goals of becoming a content creator for me was to hit that 1000 subscriber mark on YouTube. We're still on the way to go, so definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, of course, if you want to support the channel and if you want to support me getting closer to my goal. Now, the next thing is, of course, if we do hit that milestone, I'm going to open up an official Discord. I already mentioned that in the past, but now I just want to clarify that once again. Now, if we do hit 1000 subscribers on YouTube, there will a bigger event happen, like in form of a stream. I will do a big announcement with giveaways and stuff like this, as well as open up the Discord so we can keep connected everybody to each other. So I know that some of you guys still try to connect to me, which I do highly appreciate. I do really like those messages that when is your next stream? What is the next video that you're bringing out? Like, can you bring this and this type of content? So I do really like the suggestions, and this connecting between subscriber and the content creator. One more thing that I like to talk about is my official Instagram account. So if you're using Instagram and if you're interested in what I am doing outside of the content creation or what I'm preparing next for videos, what I'm doing in the background behind the scenes of Dre Gacha Gaming, then definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram. Announcements happen there first before they would happen anywhere else. Alright, and that's enough talk and advertisement, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Alright guys, so I still ended up with one copy of the Engulfing Lightning, but of course we won't use that weapon in this video because the topic is 4-star weapon comparison. So we only want to use, of course, 4-star weapons, obviously. So the reason why I just pulled for that weapon is it is more for private use because I really like the character. But in terms of content, I will focus more using 4-star weapons going further or going into the next days of content with Raiden Shogun. So let's start off with the 4-star weapons that we're going to use for this video. So I think that there are 4 viable 4-star weapons. So I'm only going to compare weapons that I do think are viable on Raiden Shogun. And number 1, of course, is the catch, the new permanently available free-to-play weapon. If you want to know how to catch the catch, definitely make sure to watch my video. So I just did a guide on that yesterday. So I will put the link over here. Then the next thing is, or the next weapon is the Favonius Lance. Then we have the Deathmatch and we have Blackcliff pole. As you can see, I leveled up all those. I leveled up all those weapons up to level 90. So they will be on the same level. We also have Dragon Spine too, which I don't think is a viable option. So I won't use that weapon in this video. This weapon is mainly for cryo characters and physical damage characters. So this is not an option at all. Same goes for Crescent Pike. I don't think that Raiden Shogun is a viable physical carry at all. So I won't use that weapon as well in this video. What I do think could be a viable option is the Lithic Spear. But yeah, you will sacrifice a little bit of the passive because Raiden Shogun is not from Leeway, and you need Leeway characters in your party to gain the full passive of that. So you will have to include at least 3 more Leeway characters if you use that with Raiden Shogun. Then I think that weapon is at least viable. Dragon Spane also not really a viable weapon for Raiden Shogun. So the best 4 options that I'm currently seeing on 4-star weapons are these 4 that I just showed at the beginning. So how we want to do this is I want to show the raw E damage for each of the weapons, then the auto attack damage on E, then we want to swap over to elemental burst damage, and then we're going to do it the same with a buffer, because I do think that the damage numbers should change depending on which buff you are going to use. So before we hop into the actual showcase, I just want to show you my Raiden Shogun, or the Raiden Shogun that we're using in this video. So she's currently level 90 at the moment. She does hold the Favonius Lance, which will be the weapon that we're going to start off. The weapon Favonius Lance is on refinement rank 5. That doesn't matter at all because it doesn't increase any more of the damage of that weapon. We just can get a little bit more of the particles all other weapons or refinement rank 1, of course, except for the catch, because it is free to play. You will have access to get it refinement rank 5. Deathmatch and Blackcliff pull or refinement rank 1, because they would increase their damage with the refinements. For artifact set, we're going to use Emblem of Severed Fates. I just want to show you like the substats real quick. So we're running energy recharge on Sands. I won't use the I won't change the artifact. So for the whole video, I'm going to use that exact same artifact build, and attack percentage on the goblet, and a crit rate circlet. My Raiden Shogun is Constellation 0, and all the talents are talent level 6 currently. Yeah, with that being said, I think we just can hop in straight with Favonius Lance. So let's get right into this. So for this video, we're going to use the exact same Ruin Guard, so we won't kill him. We only are going to do some damage testing here. So first thing that we're going to look at is Favonius Lance with E-Cast. It does 5,570 on crit, and now let's see auto attacks. Of course, we're only looking at crit hits. It doesn't look very good here. We have 1,998, 1,998. Yeah, it is 1,998 and 5,575 on cast with Favonius Lance. Okay, now I just did build full resolve stacks. Now let's see the damage. Now we always want to use E and then Q, because then our Q damage gets buffed. And it is 46,000 on cast. And now let's see auto attacks. So the 1,998 is from the E. We can see like the 5,000 hits, which are from the Favonius Lance. Alright, we're actually not changing the weapon, so we're still staying with the Favonius Lance, but this time I'm going to use a buff with Kuju Sera. I just use Kuju Sera because she's the most convenient one. We only got to use E and then do a charged auto attack, and automatically for 6 seconds Raiden Shogun will be buffed, or all her abilities will be buffed. And I'm going to show the exact same abilities again, but just with the Kuju Sera buff. Okay, so let's just do E. Quick charged auto attack, wait for it to explode, use E on Raiden Shogun. We have 7,300 and on crit 2,600. Hopefully we can crit again. Of course the buff expired, but it was 2,600 on the crit hit. Alright, this time we gotta be fast. Let's use E. Short attack. And let's buff with the Raiden Shogun. We have 60,000 damage. And we're like, okay, we're super strong here. Don't want to kill the Ruin Guard. Okay, we're continuing with raw damage of Deathmatch. And it's E 5,000 and 1,873. Pretty straightforward. Deathmatch increases crit rate, so we do crit way more consistently. Yeah, I guess that should be enough. Alright, let's go. Full resolve stacks, no buffs on Deathmatch. We go E into Q, and we have 4,300 and just around 6,000 per hit. Yeah, around. Okay, so we're continuing with Deathmatch. Kuju Sera E buff on raw E. Oh, forgot about. Let's do this and this. We have 6,800 into 2,445. Okay guys, I just mixed up the numbers here. So the 6,800 were actually from Sera. So I will just show you another footage with Deathmatch. So 6,700 and 2,400 are the actual numbers for the Kuju Sera buff. And the next part, Kuju Sera buff on Raiden Shogun Elemental Burst. And it's 56,000 and about 7,000 on the hits. Okay, so we won't want to kill him again. Next weapon to use, Blackcliff pole. So in this video I won't include the passive in any form because it would take too much effort and the video would go way too long. So we were using Blackcliff pole without any passives. And raw E damage is 5800 on crit and about 2100 on a crit hit. Yep, should be enough. Okay, Blackcliff, Elemental Burst, full resolve stacks, no buffs. And we're at 49,000. And just around 5,000, 6,000. Yeah, won't kill him. And it's Kuju Serra buff, Blackcliff pole, raw E damage. Use E, place that in between, wait for it to explode, use E, 7,800. Hopefully we can crit. It's 2,800. Perfect. So now it's 2,100. So 2,800 on crit. Okay, Kuju Serra buff, Blackcliff pole, full resolve stacks. Let's go. And it's 64,000, and of course, oh, we nearly have 10k hits here. So one more hit and he would die. Last but not least, most interesting weapon actually, the catch on refinement rank 5. Let's see raw damage numbers here. 5,500 and 1,971 on the normal E and crit. Yeah, should be enough. Okay, now full resolve stacks on the catch, no buffs, and we got 51,000 and like 7,000 hits, 9,000, 7,000. Oh, he nearly dies. Alright, this is Kuju Serra buff on raw E with the catch. Okay guys, I messed up between the numbers of Kuju Serra and Raiden Shogun again, so we gotta do another record here, but it doesn't matter, result will be the same. And we have 7,300 on cast and 2,620 for the attack bonus. Alright, the last thing to show, the catch fully buffed with Kuju Serra. Let's do it, and we have 68,000 and like 10k hits. Okay, finally the ring guard died. So after testing all those weapons and to summarize the whole video, I wrote down all these specific numbers for that 4-star weapons that we tested in the video. So just for a short explanation, all the numbers here just count on crit. And to explain the terms, E cast is the initial cast of the elemental skill, E hit is the damage after the initial cast, EQ is the damage after we just used E and then immediately resolve into a Q, and Q hit is the first hit after we used EQ. Yeah, and I also always divide it into 2 parts for each weapon, so the raw damage and the buff damage after we used Kuju Serra. Alright, so let's dive into the numbers here and comparison to each other. So we clearly can see that the catch has the highest number for EQ. So I just marked them red and I also highlighted the Q hit because this should be the most important damage numbers for Raiden Shogun. It is not that the E is irrelevant at all, but I do think that Q, and especially the Q hits after you use your Q, is the highest damage source from Raiden Shogun. So if you like compare EQ to the highest number after the catch, which was the Blackcliff pole, we see a damage difference of nearly 3,000 on raw damage, as well as a damage difference on 3,000 on the buffed EQ combo. Additionally to that, we see like around 400 damage difference of 400 for the first Q hit, so meaning that the overall damage difference here is 3,400. While if we look at the E, the Blackcliff pole has some higher numbers. Of course, there was one important thing that I did not include. The Blackcliff pole, I didn't include the passive for it, just because we need to kill 2 more enemies and it would be kind of hard to maintain with the buff. But the numbers here should be a little bit higher if we would include that buff. But I'd still say that the catch is the better weapon, just due to the fact that we get energy recharge and we get crit to our elemental burst always. So it's easy to say that I would say the catch is not by far, but is definitely the best 4-star weapon here. Doesn't matter what build you go, in any case I would say the catch on refinement rank 5 is the best weapon. You could beat it by giving Blackcliff Pole some refinements and using its passive to its full potential, but just keep in mind that you would have to sacrifice a lot of star glitter, while the catch you can get completely for free without using any primo gems. It just costs you a lot of time because you need to fish for that weapon. And it also gives you energy recharge, one of the most valuable stats for Raiden Shogun. Alright, so enough for that. Let's compare the other 3 weapons. So if you don't have the catch yet and you want to use either of those 3 weapons, then I'd say that they are equal to each other. The important thing is that Blackcliff Pole just got the slight edge because of my build. But let's say you use Favonius Lance and you swap the timepiece that I use to a attack percentage timepiece. Then I could imagine that the numbers would be the same. Deathmatch has the lowest numbers just because it has the lowest base attack, but it will increase your crit rate and it will increase your consistent damage. So you will see the smallest numbers with Deathmatch always. But that's just because it has, as I already mentioned, lower base attack. But if you're all a person that likes more consistency, then Deathmatch is the way to go. So between those 3 weapons, there is no weapon that I would get the edge. So I would maybe get a slight edge to those 2 weapons, to the crit weapons, so you can get a energy recharge timepiece, and also because of the passive of those 2 weapons, they are more usable than the one from Favonius Lance. Because if you use Favonius Lance, you need to auto attack. I don't think that you do really need that elemental particle thing. You rather want to have some damage on the weapon and give the energy recharge on the timepiece. So I think that crit is a little bit more valuable, or attack buff is a little bit more valuable in the passive of those 2 weapons. But it is just a small thing that I personally think is better in those 2 weapons. So in general, I'd say the catch wins that fight on the 4-star weapon comparison, and all the other 4-star weapons are kind of equal in preferring or in what timepiece you're running and what goblet you're running. So because of, in my video, I was running the energy recharge and attack percentage goblet, Blackcliff Pole performed the best for my specific build, but I could confidently say that you can use all of those 3 weapons and there won't be a too big difference for those 3 weapons if you just build your artifacts on that specific weapon. Because Raiden Shogun is a kind of complex character, so she changes if you buff her, she changes if you change your build in artifacts and if you change your weapon. So for that reason, I hope I could help you out with that. I could help you out with that weapon comparison. And if you liked the video, then of course consider subscribing to the channel, and I see you guys next time. Bye.